Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to tweak a medical gas zone valve box in Revit. A couple of videos ago I showed you how to create a zone valve box in Revit. We used this example with 3 medical gases. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to copy that file twice, and then we're going to use it once to create another zone valve box but for 2 medical gases, and then the other copy we're going to use it to create a 4 gas medical zone valve box. This is obviously just one way of doing things. There are many ways to skin a cat. If you would like access to the Revit family, then you can scan the QR code that you see on screen right now. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you in Revit. Hi everyone, this is Alex with BIMitUp, where we help you with professional training and coaching in mechanical, electrical, plumbing, fire protection systems, and Autodesk platforms like Revit and AutoCAD MEP. Let's get started. Alright, so what I've done here is I took the previous zone valve box with 3 gases, I duplicated it, and I created 2 copies, one for 4 gas and another one for 2 gas. Right now that's the only thing I've done. I haven't modified anything, but let's go ahead and do the 2 gas, which is the easiest one. I'm gonna open, and now I'm gonna go to the front view, and then if we go to the cut sheet, what you'll see is that this is the one we had, right? 3 gases, so we had this one, and this one. So all we have to do is shorten this a little bit so the box is 10.5 inch high, and it only has 2 connectors. I would say let's delete the 2 innermost. Actually, let's keep the 2 innermost and let's delete the 2 outermost so that the width remains as short as possible. So let's first delete the outermost connectors. So let's come to our extrusion, edit extrusion, and then let's delete this guy and this guy. The extrusion is gone. The extrusion is now gone, and the connector which was hosted to the extrusion is also gone. So now let's delete the sweeps, and here. Now let's go back to our front view. Let's see if we can make a quick reference line here, a model line, like from here to here. And let's go ahead and delete this plane, this reference plane, and let's see if it allows us to move these 2 reference planes up from here to here. So it seems like this is pretty good. Now we just need to make sure that that height of the box, it has to be 10.5. How do we do this? We could probably just do another reference line. Let's see, 10.5 from here. So, but I don't want to modify this parameter like that because this was the fixed plane. So it's gonna make it shorter, but up here, and I don't want that. I want it to be shorter here. So let's force that. We know that it has to be 10.5. So let's click here and click here and move up 1.25. And that would take this to 10.5. So this is the 2 medical gas box. But keep in mind that these 2 connectors are of a system classification that is hydronic supply. So this is good for compressed air, medical air, but not for vacuum. If you want to use it for vacuum, you would have to change the connector to hydronic return because it would be sucking instead of pushing. We obviously have to clean this up a little bit, so we have to get rid of this parameter, we're not using it anymore. This horizontal offset, we're not using it either. Actually, we're not using any of these parameters anymore, because remember we replaced them with this one, the nominal pipe diameter. So this we can delete, this we can delete, and this we can delete. We can rename this as 0.5, 0.5, since we don't have the third one. We can rename this one to 0.75, 0.75. We rename this one as 1, 1. And this one to 1.25, 1.25. We can actually delete this reference planes because we're not using them. And that looks pretty good. Let's take a look in 3D. Throw a little bit of shading in there. There we go. So that's the 2 gases. Let's go hit the 4 gases. Now if you're liking the video, I don't know, I guess you could show your appreciation. Not sure what to do. I guess we'll never know, right? So we open again the original 3 gas. Let's go to the front view. And here it seems that we would have to add another one down here. So the first thing we need to do is create a couple planes for the connectors, the new connectors. So what was the distance between here and here? 4.5 or something like that. 4.5. So right click here, create similar. We want to pick a plane. It's gonna be 4.5 inches of offset. And here we go, that's one. And this is the other one. And then we had named these planes like this, connector 3 right. So I'm gonna name this one as connector 4 right. And then this one as connector 4 left. Now we need to modify our extrusion here. So let's actually go to our top view, reference level. Then let's select our extrusion. I'm gonna do tab select, and then this is my extrusion. Let's edit that extrusion. And what I was gonna do is, let's just do a circle here somewhere. And then remember, we want to click on it and then make sure that the center is visible. So we can align AL to this plane, unlock it, and to this plane, unlock it. And then we have to do the same thing on the other side. So right here, so let's create a circle. And remember, I'm doing this on purpose, offset, so that I can simply align to make sure that it's perfect. So AL to this plane, unlock it, to this plane, unlock it. And now I need another parameter because before we only had 3 diameters. So now I'm gonna have a 4th one. So I'm gonna actually copy this name to have the same thing. You can always, take a look at the previous parameter to make sure, it was a family parameter type and it was piping, pipe size under plumbing. So let's do the same. So a new parameter, it's a family parameter, it's a type parameter. The name is gonna be the same, but instead of 3, it's 4. We said that this was a piping parameter and it's a pipe size. and we grouped it under plumbing, and it was a type parameter, right? And now we just hit OK. And now let's keep this also as 1.5. And for now we don't see anything because that parameter hasn't been assigned to anything, right? So let's dimension this. And then we assign to that dimension the new parameter, nominal pipe diameter 4. And then we do the same thing with this one. Click here, nominal pipe diameter 4, and then we finish. Now, one thing that is important to note is that we shouldn't be using these pipe diameters anymore, right? Because we're using the nominal pipe diameter. So let's go ahead and delete this parameter, and this parameter. And now let's see how our last pipe diameter flexes. Let's go ahead and do, for example, 0.5 inches, and okay, and we can see how it gets reduced. So that's perfect. Let's hit undo. And now let's go to the front view because we're missing that last sweep, right? So let's see how we can do that, because what we need is we need to bring this down to make space for that new connector plane. So if we come here, we see that that new height, if we were to have 4 medical gases, that new height would be 19.5. So let's create a reference line here. At 19.5 inches. So we want to bring these two guys down from here to here. And now what we're going to do is have another plane here. At which distance? I believe last time we measured it was 4.5. Correct, 4.5. So we click here, right click, create similar, pick plane, 4.5 inches of offset from the bottom, and then we had labeled this guy's connector 3 vertical. So connector 4. Then I'm gonna copy. So that's it. I can take my reference level and take it out a little bit to avoid confusion. But that's looking pretty good. Now we can do our sweep. Now let's take a look at one of these sweeps so that we remind ourselves what the radius is here. Let's see under sketch path. We use 2.5. So let me just cancel out of here, cancel out of here. And let's create a new sweep. So sweep, sketch a path. For that we can start here. And let me just do this real quick. 2.5 inches. I know that it has to get up to here. So let's just get rid of this, get rid of that. And if I start another line from here, let me just move it away. We know that's 2.5 inches. And then extend it up to here. Now we can do our arc tangent to this one, and this one we can finish, and now we can go to 3D view and then go edit profile, and we want this to be a circle. We can base it here, and then we want to dimension this, and we're going to associate to this dimension our pipe diameter 4, and now we can click OK here. We're done with the profile, so I can click OK here, and there's my extrusion. Now I go to the front view, click on the whole thing. We want to mirror this picking axis, and we want to make sure copy is turned on, and that's our other side. Now all we need is our last connector, so we can come here to 3D view, and then let's take a look at the last connector here to make sure we're on the same page. And that was preset out, not defined, hydronic return, and associate the flow. So let's do the same. Create pipe connector. Make sure we select the top one. Then click on the connector. We said it was going to be preset, and the direction is out because it's going to be a vacuum type of connector. We can keep this as not defined, and the system classification is hydronic return. And now we associate the flow to parameter AJS MedGas flow 4, but we don't have that yet, so we have to create it. So we have to go here to manage, and then share parameters, and then under plumbing we're going to add a new parameter, and the name is going to be AJS MedGas flow 4, because it's the fourth one, and the discipline is going to be piping, and we said that the type of parameter is going to be flow. Now I click OK, OK, and now I should have it available to bring it here as AJS MedGas flow 4. So we come here to new parameter. It's going to be a share parameter. Let's go pick it from plumbing, and AJS MedGas flow 4. Here it is. We can group it under plumbing to keep it consistent. Okay, let's assign by default, let's say 2. So let's go ahead and click OK. And now that we have the parameter, we can associate the flow to that parameter. So MedGas flow 4. And I'm going to associate the diameter also to nominal pipe diameter 4. All right, now all I have left is this one here. So we can come here to create. We want a new pipe connector right here. We associate this diameter to nominal pipe diameter 4. We said, let's see how we did this one. This one was calculated because it's going to be reading from our system. So this one here, calculated, that's fine. Bidirectional, no, it should be coming in, right? Because it's sucking. Let's check. In. Hydronic return, that's good. So this one has to also be a hydronic return. And the flow is going to be the same one. 4. So very good. Seems like we're done. Now let's throw a little bit of shading here. Looking good. There we go. So now we save and close.